Today, you will live the life of a European aristocrat son. At 11 minutes past midnight, church bells roll across a rain-black valley. Inside a private wing of an old stone house, you enter the world beneath portraits of men who share your eyes. Before you have a name, the household has already decided what you represent. Continuity. You grow up in a fictional corner of Europe where your family has held the same hill for centuries. The house has 90 rooms, but only 12 are warm in winter. Newspapers call your childhood privileged. They are right. You never worry about rent or dinner. But every gift carries an invisible label, property of the family story. Chapter 1. The Golden Cage. At 6, you learn to bow before you choose your clothes. Your tutor corrects your accent. Your grandmother teaches you the names of dead relatives. At breakfast, your father says the estate is not something you own. It owns you. You laugh because you think he is joking. Your bedroom overlooks villages once governed by your ancestors. Downstairs, silver is counted after every dinner. Upstairs, rain enters through a roof nobody can afford to replace all at once. The family appears rich because the walls are valuable. In reality, most of the wealth cannot be sold without dismantling the identity that gives it value. At 13, you're sent to boarding school. Your surname opens doors, then closes the room around you. Some boys want invitations. Others resent the class you represent. You learn to become pleasant and unreadable. Friendship is difficult when you cannot tell whether someone likes you or the access around you. During holidays, your mother organizes charity concerts in the ballroom. Chandeliers glow while buckets catch water behind velvet curtains. Guests praise the family for preserving history. Preservation means asking modern people to finance an old promise. The applause is real. So are the unpaid invoices. Chapter 2. The heir's education. At 18, you receive a signet ring, a university place, and a private briefing from the accountant. The estate earns money from farms, weddings, and visitors. It loses money through stone, staff, insurance, and time. The fictional restoration estimate exceeds what the family can safely borrow. You study economics because everyone expects history. People challenge you without caring who your grandfather was. Competence brings a cleaner respect. Yet you can imitate independence only because the same system you claim to escape pays for your tuition, apartment, and introductions. At 22, you fall in love with a photographer named Elise. She is funny and unimpressed by titles. With her, you take public trains and eat where nobody watches your table. She asks what you want when nobody is looking. You cannot answer. Wanting has always mattered less than being suitable. Your father suffers a minor stroke during a winter hunt. He survives, but distance disappears. In a library, he slides you a folder. Loans mature within 2 years. A tenant farm needs equipment. Staff pensions need protection. Your older sister is more capable, but the old trust places the duty on the eldest son. Chapter 3. The price of continuity. Sell a painting and stabilize the estate, or keep the collection intact and commercialize the house. Your father prefers silence. The trustees prefer cash. The village prefers jobs. Elise warns that making your home a brand may save the building while destroying the life inside it. You sell the painting. The auction room applauds. The money clears urgent debt, repairs the school roof, and funds farm equipment. Yet the empty rectangle on the gallery wall feels louder than the celebration. Your grandmother says nothing. She simply stops walking through that room. The sale buys time, not freedom. Energy prices rise. A storm damages the West Tower. Visitor numbers fall. You propose converting unused stables into a training hotel operated with a local college. The trustees call it undignified. The village council calls it employment. Your father calls it necessary, then lets you take the blame. Construction reveals right beneath beautiful timber. Cost climb. Protesters gather outside the gates, some opposing development, others demanding better wages. You stand between two groups who both believe the house has ignored them. For the first time, your name does not open a door. It becomes the door everyone pounds against. You choose transparency. You publish the fictional estate accounts, including your allowance. The numbers embarrass the family and anger the trustees. They reveal that grandeur is not liquidity. Donations increase. So does scrutiny. Every repaired roof brings strangers debating whether your family deserves to exist. Chapter 4. Love versus the line. Elise receives a year-long assignment abroad and asks you to come. The hotel is 6 months from opening. Your father says duty means disappointing one person to protect hundreds. Elise says duty can be a beautiful word for fear. Both are telling the truth. You promise to divide your time. The promise fails slowly. Calls shorten. Flights are postponed. When Elise returns, she photographs you beneath a ceiling of victorious ancestors. You look less like their descendant than their employee. She leaves without an argument. That hurts more. The hotel opens in spring. Fictional traîner arrive. Local suppliers fill the kitchens. Guests sleep where horses once stood, and their fees fund restoration. Your plan works. Newspapers praise you. At the celebration, you search for the person who taught you to imagine another life. Then your father dies. The funeral crosses the valley that welcomed you at birth. Villagers bow. Cameras rise. The signet ring is no longer costume. In a library, his last letter admits the system was unfair. It also admits he was relieved it would become your problem. Chapter 5. The inheritance you choose. You become the public face of private history. The title carries no governing power, but symbols still shape rooms. You can preserve the old trust, or let your sister and future children inherit responsibility by ability rather than gender. The lawyers warn that reform may weaken family control. Your grandmother calls it surrender. Your sister says she does not want your place. She wants the right not to be excluded from it. You finally understand that tradition often survives by presenting somebody else's sacrifice as natural. You amend the trust. The estate becomes a foundation with independent local seats, protected pensions, equal succession rules, and published accounts. Your family keeps a home, not absolute command. Some relatives refuse to attend the signing. Outside, there are no trumpets, only rain tapping against the library windows. Months later, you return the signet ring to its case and visit Elise's exhibition. Near the exit hangs her photograph of you beneath the painted ceiling, surrounded by inherited victory and looking defeated. She finds you there. You apologize without turning the apology into a request. You begin again, carefully, not as a prince escaping his castle, or a martyr imprisoned by duty. You remain involved in the foundation. You spend 2 days at the estate and the rest building a life whose value cannot be appraised, inherited, or displayed behind velvet rope. Years later, a child asks whether the great house belongs to you. You look across the courtyard where students, gardeners, visitors, and your sister are arguing cheerfully about next year's plans. You say no. You belong to its history, but its future belongs to everyone willing to care for it. You were born into a name designed to outlive you. For most of your life, you believed freedom meant abandoning it or obeying it. In the end, freedom was neither. It was changing the inheritance so the next person would receive fewer chains and more choices.